Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to show you real quick the way that I've been trying to start seeds and give you an idea of how you can do it. It's a cheap way to do it without having to go buy a bunch of the seed starting packs. So basically what I've got, and this is not, you can get any kind of mix to start it, or you can make your own, but I bought some of this Jiffy seed starting mix, and you can use potting soil too, but this stuff is it's good to use because it is it's very light and fluffy, so it gives the seeds a lot of space to germinate. And then I already had this tray here from before, and so you don't have to have this, but it is good to have something to put these in because the water in the soil can come out the bottom. So let me show you how I do it. I just take toilet paper rolls. You can also use a paper towel roll and cut it up, and I like to cut a little bit off the bottom so it's not quite so long. And then I come in and just all around the bottom I snip 4 times like this. And then you fold it under. 1 second. You take where you snipped it and fold it under. And so it kind of gives it, on the inside, it gives it a little bit of a rim kind of at the bottom, but it is open still, so this is what I'm saying, the soil and the water can come out. So it is best to put it in something. It doesn't have to be one of these trays, but it's best to put this in something so that the water can sit there and not run out and the soil dry out. So I do that. Let me do it with these other two. You don't need to snip up too far, just a little bit on the bottom, because if you go up too far, it's too much material to fold very nicely. Then fold it under like that. They sometimes don't like to stand too well, so it's good to put them up against each other. Fold it under. And this is a cheap way to make, you can buy the seed starting trays that are the basically the compostable material, or the it's kind of like a cardboard material, and but instead of having to go buy those over and over again, you're already using toilet paper unless you have a bidet, and where, like I said, you can do the same thing with hold on 1 second. Sorry, there's a mosquito buzzing around me. You can take a paper towel roll and cut it into fourths and do the same thing, and it's, I mean, you've already got the material, so it's cheaper than having to go buy those things all the time. So Now I'm gonna take this Jiffy potting mix and just put some in here. That you can see how far I put it up. I mean, I put it pretty much up to the top. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be up to the rim, but put it up to the top, and then I'm going to put the seeds in, and I'm going to water it. And I've actually got a couple, I've got an okra starting to come up, an okra or two, and I can't remember what that is. We'll find out. You can label yours, but a lot of times I don't, and then I just figure out what it was when it comes up. But today I'm going to plant these guava seeds. I'm going to plant a few of these that my friend Dan that runs Agorist Acres sent me. And like as always, I always put in the description of the video, if you want seeds I recommend Dan, I always put in there that you can use the code OLD37, no caps, and get a discount on any of your seed orders. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to plant a few just to see what happens here. Maybe we can get some guava trees going. I don't know how long it takes for guavas to grow and produce from seed, but we'll find out. So these are all kind of clumped together. They're kind of stuck together, but I'll just get them undone. That's what they look like. So I'll take a few here and plant them in, and then water them. And then the nice thing about these is that whenever these are ready to go in the ground, you can just put the whole thing in the ground. Sit them on top there, push them in, get a little bit of the soil over the top of them. You don't want them to be too covered up, because then if they're too covered up, it might be too much for the seeds to come up. I'm not so worried about the guava seeds, but some of the smaller seeds, like I put some tomatoes in here and some Egyptian spinach in here. Any of your smaller seeds like that, you don't want to just cover them over completely with too much soil. You don't want it to be too thick of a layer, because then the seeds have trouble coming up. So let me get something. Actually, I think I'll just stop it here, because all I'm going to do now is water it, and I like to water it until you can see the cardboard getting nice and saturated, and that'll keep moisture in as well. You can cover this if you've got something to make like a little mini greenhouse. you can put a lid on it and cover it, and it will help with germination because it keeps it warmer. I'm not all that worried about it. I just have it sitting on my porch in the shade. That way it's not too much stress on them. Yeah, so like I said, the nice thing about this is you already have all these things. You're not having to go buy more materials, and whenever the seeds are ready to go in the ground, you don't have to try to pull them out and possibly damage the roots. You can take this entire roll and just plant it in the ground. The cardboard will disintegrate and feed the soil, and the roots will be able to escape. And yeah, so this is a easier, cheaper way to do this without having to buy those cardboard packs over and over and over again. So yeah, so let me know if you give this a try, and I appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know you were here, and I will be back next week with another video. Thanks a lot.